This week's tip of the week, we were talking about one of the hottest trends in golf, one of the hottest buys in golf right now over the last 10 to 12 years on the equipment side has been with the hybrid club. Okay, the hybrid club is a club that has been designed to help replace your 3, 4, and 5 irons, your longer irons in your bag that have very low loft or very little loft. Those clubs that have a tendency to have very low trajectories, and if you do happen to hit them fairly well, it's very tough to control them around the greens. Okay, so the hybrid club came around, and they're not only extremely popular right now, you know, with amateurs in their bags, but also professionals. You see a lot more of them nowadays using the hybrids, okay, to replace those longer irons because they're so much easier to hit, and they're so much easier to control from longer distances away from the green. Okay, so what we have here is the hybrid is the combination of an iron and a wood. So you have the length of an iron and you have the head of a wood. So a little bit smaller than a fairway wood, but very similar, very close. So when you combine the length of an iron, the little bit of a shorter club shaft with the mass of a wood, you're going to gain control, and you're going to gain and not lose distance. Okay, so you're going to gain control and not lose distance, but you're also going to gain height on your trajectory, and it's going to come down a lot softer around the greens. Okay, so what we have here, the way that this is designed is that the club head has a lot more weight behind the club face. It has a lot more weight lower and farther back on the club face than an iron. An iron would be up here somewhere, but with the hybrids, they pushed all the weight lower in the club and they pushed it farther back. And that anytime you get that weight lower and farther back, it's going to help you kick that ball up in the air a lot easier if you hit it correct. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Is I want you to try to hit these hybrids just like you would an iron. So think of like it's a 7 iron in your hand. Okay, so we want to hit down, and we want to take a divot with these clubs. Say these clubs were designed to hit down with, and designed with the mass behind them right here, so we can get that ball up in the air. Now, if we were to do the opposite, if we were to try to help that ball up in the air like this and not use the club, okay, we're going to see a lot of low shots. We're going to hit in the middle of the ball, and we're going to hit on top of the ball and see that ball dribble down the fairway. But in order to get the height, okay, and to use the correct design of this club, it's meant to be hit down on like an iron. Okay, so ball position is pretty much the same, maybe just forward of center. Okay, now the weight is going to be 50-50, same as an iron, and your hands are going to be the same as well. So your hands are going to be right in line with the golf ball, or the club shaft is going to have a slight press or a slight forward lean towards that target. Okay, so that helps promote hitting down on the ball, which helps get the ball up in the air. Okay, so it's going to look a little something like this. Ball position slightly forward of center, weight 50-50, and my hands are going to be right in line with the ball, which produces a slight lean. I'm going to concentrate on hitting a divot, taking a divot after the golf ball. Okay, now as you can see right there, I took a little bit of divot after the golf ball. Okay, and I'm using the design of this golf club, okay, to get that ball up in the air and to land soft around the greens. So now these clubs are not only great out of the fairway, but they're also great out of the rough. So when you're in the rough or awkward lies, if you catch an awkward lie, okay, or in the rough, okay, they're meant to be hit down with. So they're great clubs to use in those situations. Having the mass behind that club face and the length of an iron helps you to really get down after it, and you can pop that ball out of there fairly easy. So not only out of the fairways, but out of the rough. So if you don't have a hybrid in your bag, I highly recommend you trying one out. I think just by listening to a lot of folks that this is one of their favorite clubs in the bag. It's an easy club to hit. If you use it correctly, it's an easy club to hit, and you gain a lot more control from those distances farther away from the green. So try that out, and I think it's going to help your game. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, we'll check in with you next week, and we'll have a fresh tip for you. Have a good week.